just wish he knew. I just wish he knew.
And we're back again. This one's actually going to be really short. I didn't realize last night how close we actually were to the end of Caesar. To the end of Caesar. Dang it. So, we're just going to probably jump right on in. Right on in. To the old end of the first of the two Roman civil wars that we're going over. Back to back. Like a couple of champs. Alright, hold on. One moment. Oh, that's not the right folder. This one is. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Flawless fucking victory. All right. Jump over to the other scene. Why not? Second Spanish campaign is where we're at. And we will run ourselves all the way up to Caesar's ending. The final moments. When Brutus asks Holius Maximus decides to join the fray. After Caesar's return to Rome, he celebrated 4 triumphs over Gaul, Egypt, Asia, and Africa. The victory over fellow Romans in Africa was tactfully considered a victory over Juba's Numidia. The celebrations began on the 21st of September and ran until the 2nd of October, with lavish parades of prisoners and looted treasures. Caesar, as a triumphator, also celebrated the occasion by appointing himself to the right to be preceded by 72 lictors, far beyond the consul's normal 12 and dictator's normal 24, symbolizing his having held the dictatorship 3 times. Massive games and public banquets were also held. Caesar also gave huge donatives to his men, equivalent to more than 16 years of pay, with even more centurions and officers. Shane, let's go. Got my pepperoni and subscription to Retreatus Maximus Digestus. That's right. That's right. This one's actually going to be really short because we're actually really close to the end. Just throwing that out there. But that's okay because we're going to come back afterwards. It might not be like right after, like probably 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum because I have to walk my dogs. But we will come back and we're going to roast the shit out of a couple of airplane designs that actually were beneficial to aviation, right? But we're gonna barbecue up some designs because they just look ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And I have my opinions. The main source for the campaign in Spain, known as the Spanish War, was probably written by one of Caesar's officers, but is by far the least satisfactory of the books added to his commentaries. Elizabeth Rawson, in the Cambridge Ancient History, describes a clumsy narrator. Other criticism is dictated to writing its half-educated Latin. Its status as the most illiterate and exasperating book in classical literature, with a very miserable style, and a bad limitations of Caesar's lucidity. Oh my god. The fucking critic, they roasted dude's book worse than I'm about to roast these planes. Maybe I need to up my game. Dang. They went in. Holy shit. Oh, we're gonna tear down that weird as fuck double cockpit fuselage thing? No. No, we're gonna tear down a shopping cart hang glider. And a winged cooling fan. Ah, shit. Trust me, these things are ridiculous looking. You'll see later. Man, the way that book just got roasted makes me want to up my roast game just a slight little bit for these aircraft. Early campaign. Caesar, however, left for Spain in November 46 BC to subdue opposition there. His appointment of Quintus Cassius Longinus after his first campaign in Spain had led to a rebellion. Cassius' greed and unpleasant temperament led to many provincials and troops declaring open defection to the Pompeian cause. In part rallied by Pompey's sons Gnaeus and Sextus, the Pompeians were joined by other refugees from Thapsus, including Labienus, Douchebagus. Oh shit, there's a short out of a dude on a literal flying carpet and had a parachute just in case it didn't work. The crazy shit is it did, as good as any squirrel suit. Really? I wonder if it's like a carpet that's kind of hiding a drone. I wonder. I'm gonna have to look into that one. After receiving bad news from the peninsula, he left with a single experienced legion, as many of his veterans had discharged, and put Italy in the hands of his new magister, Equitum Lepidus. He led 8 legions in total, which gave rise to fears that he might be defeated by Gnaeus Pompey's formidable force of more than 13 legions, and further auxiliaries. The Spanish campaign was replete with atrocities, with Caesar treating his enemies as rebels. Caesar's men abandoned their fortifications with severed heads and massacred enemy soldiers. Caesar first arrived in Spain and relieved Ulia from siege. Yup. Nah, dude was riding it full glide. Man, I'm definitely gonna have to check that shit out, man. I don't know. That seems... I definitely gonna have to check that one out. Holy shit. That's kind of funny. Thanks for sending me the link. Let's go. That's amazing. Ha ha ha. Caesar first arrived in Spain and relieved Ulia from siege. He then marched against Corduba, garrisoned by Sextus Pompey, who requested reinforcements from his brother Gnaeus. Gnaeus at first refused battle at Labienus' advice, forcing Caesar into a winter siege of the city, which was eventually called off after a little progress. Caesar then moved to besiege Ategua, shadowed by Gnaeus' army. Substantial desertions, however, started to take their toll on the Pompeian forces. Ategua surrendered on the 19th of February 45 BC, even after its Pompeian commander massacred suspected defectors and their families on the walls. Gnaeus Pompey's forces retreated from Ategua afterwards, with Caesar's following. Interesting thing about that is people are defecting from both sides to the other side. It's probably somebody defected to the other side and then realized, ah, shit. Man, Pompeians are worse. Gotta go back to the other side. No, I saw that. Posting it in Discord. Thank you. Appreciate it. Desertions forced Gnaeus Pompey to give battle on a ridge near Munda. Caesar, seeking a decisive outcome, gave battle, having his men march up the ridge to engage Pompeians in a bitter struggle. Caesar's forces wavered, with Caesar rushing to the front lines to rally his men in person. The legend, when Caesar's 10th Legion on his right broke through the Pompeian line, Labienus took a legion to plug the gap. However, the flank was already routed by the Caesarian cavalry, which drove the entire Pompeian force into a rout. The fighting was sufficiently fierce that Plutarch relates Caesar told his friends he had often striven for victory, but now for his life. Suetonius claims that Caesar considered suicide in despair. Caesar suffered around 1,000 fatalities, a high proportion from an army that is unlikely to have numbered much more than 25 to 30,000 men. Labienus was killed on the field. Gnaeus Pompey escaped, but was captured and beheaded shortly thereafter. While Sextus Pompey was able to flee into hiding, and there was a small revolt on the other side of the Mediterranean in Syria under Quintus Caecilius Bassus, which persisted. The civil war was over. Let's go. Shut down all the opposition. Said we're done. Civil war was over. It had concluded. The victory prompted the Senate in Rome to declare 50 days of thanksgiving, give Caesar the title Liberator, and dedicate a temple to liberty. Further honors were granted in the coming months by sycophantic Senate, including the right to sit on a special chair between the consuls and the Senate, placement of an ivory statue of Caesar on the Capitol near the kings, and in the temple to Quirinus. The month of his birthday, holy shit, that name though. Quinctilius, I'm going to go ahead and guess, was renamed in his honor, eventually becoming modern July. A temple to his clemency was established. He was given the permanent name Imperator and the title Parens Patriae, father of his country. Damn right. Caesar returned to Rome via southern Gaul and Narbo Martius. During his return, he set up a number of colonies for his veterans, rewarded his soldiers and supporters, and granted Latin rights to various Gallic towns. He also met and reconciled with Mark Antony. While in Cisalpine Gaul, he also promised Marcus Janius Brutus the praetorship for 44 BC and possibly consulship in 41. He entered Rome about a year after he left in October 45 BC to celebrate a triumph over fellow citizens, leaving something of a bad impression. He also permitted two of his legates, Quintus Pedius and Quintus Fabius Maximus, to hold triumphs as well. None of these celebrations were popular with critics in the Senate, nor was Caesar devaluing of the consulship and other offices in the name of political favors. For example, on the last day of the year, the consul died, leading to Caesar convene an election to make one of his allies, Gaius Caninius Rabilius, consul for a few hours in the afternoon, leading to Cicero to write to a friend, "If you could see it, you would weep." Caesar, on his part, started planning an ambitious campaign into Dacia and Parthia upon his return. Caesar's appointment during the Civil War to dictatorship, first temporarily, then permanently in early 44 BC, along with his de facto and likely indefinite semi-divine monarchical rule, led to a conspiracy which was successful in assassinating him on the Ides of March 44 BC, 3 days before Caesar went east to Parthia. You bastards. Among the conspirators were many Caesarian officers who had rendered excellent service during the civil wars, as well as men pardoned by Caesar. Yep, bunch of backbiting dicks. Some scholars, such as Eric Gruen, view Caesar's civil war as inciting the event for the collapse of the Republic. From this perspective, the civil war, triggered by miscalculation rather than design, caused the collapse of the Republic by setting into motion a long-term disruption of functioning Republican political culture. Others view the Civil War as a symptom of the Republic's collapse, either in terms of Republic's alienation of various interest groups, or in terms of a prolonged political crisis without alternative, where Republican institutions were unable to effect needed reform within, while also being such stature that no alternatives were seriously considered. Man, almost seems really, really, really similar to the shit that's going on right now. Just throw that out there. Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. That sounds all too fucking familiar. All too fucking familiar. Just gonna throw that out there. Just leaving that one right there on the table. Fucking wild. It's all written. It's all there. Wouldn't be the first time. Definitely not gonna be the last time. It happens. Civilizations, empires, kingdoms, countries, they rise. They do their thing. For what is on average roughly around 200 to 250 years. And then they take a massive shit. Now, there are a few empires that lasted longer than 250 years, but that's generally the average. Just throwing that one out there, too. Just gonna go ahead and say. But that is the end of Caesar's War. The next one. The next battle tactics and war strategies with the ninja. It's going to be War of Actium. 32, 30 BC was the last civil war of the Roman Republic fought between Mark Antony, assisted by Cleopatra. Petra. Thottopatra. You get what I'm saying. She's a 304. And by extension, Ptolemaic Egypt and Octavian. In 32 BC, Octavian convinced the Roman Senate to declare war on the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. Her lover and ally, Mark Antony, who was Octavian's rival, gave his support for her cause. 40% of the Roman Senate, together with both consuls, left Rome to join the war on Antony's side. After a decisive victory for Octavian at the Battle of Actium, Cleopatra and Antony withdrew to Alexandria, where Octavian besieged the city until both Antony and Cleopatra were forced to commit self-deletion. We get to get into the gritty details next time on Not Dragon Ball Z. Hey, Kyle, welcome in. Hello, just popping by real quick. Drop a like and a share. Have to head to bed. We'll be lurking on my PC, though. Have a great stream. Right on, man. Well, you caught the end of it, because this one's going to be kind of short. I'm doing 2 tonight. You don't have to stick around and stay awake just to start up my second stream, because it's not going to be for a little bit, right? I don't expect you to go that far. But I do appreciate you stopping in with the like and the share, dude. You're a legend and a scholar, and I fucking appreciate it. Sleep well, good sir, and have a great day at work tomorrow. But as for this episode, it has concluded. It has concludeth. That is it. That is all she wrote. It is the end. The end of Caesar. And Brutus's ridiculous actions. It is, Caesar brought an end to the war crimes that we talked about in last episode. Shay knows what I'm talking about. You don't clip the buddies. Can't be clipping the buddies. It's not a good thing. At any rate, I will be back rather shortly. Probably 20, 30 minutes maximum. And when I come back, we are going to shit on 2 different planes. To be continued. Oh, wait a second now. Hold on. I gotta fix something first. Before we do that, I gotta fix something first. Alright, we're all good. Cool. Alright, I'll see you guys in a little bit. those of you who are coming back. And I will see you next time for all those out there in the world who see this afterwards. Appreciate you again. See you soon. Have fun. Deuces.
I just wish he knew. I just wish he knew.